Hello, Trekkies. This is the Tired Timelord. Let's embark on an exploration of the warp drive, a pivotal concept in the Star Trek saga. However, before we begin, I'd like to ask a small favor. If you are enjoying the content, please hit that like button. It's a small step towards helping this channel organically grow. Now, let's dive into the concept of the warp drive. In Star Trek, warp drive is essential for faster-than-light travel, deeply embedded in the franchise's narrative fabric. It enables the starships to traverse vast interstellar distances, a concept that revolutionized science fiction storytelling. Originally, in the series' first pilot, The Cage, this technology was introduced as hyperdrive and referred to as time warp. This term was later refined to warp drive, which has since become iconic in Star Trek vernacular, symbolizing the series' dynamic evolution and its enduring influence on the portrayal of space exploration in popular culture. The concept of warp drive, pivotal in science fiction, has roots that stretch back to the early 20th century. In 1936, Jack Williamson's novel, The Cometeers, first introduced readers to the intriguing idea of bending space as a means for interstellar travel. This innovative thought sparked a series of explorations in the genre. Nearly a decade later, Frederick Brown's Gateway to Darkness, 1949, continued to develop this concept, bringing it closer to what we recognize today. However, it was John W. Campbell's 1957 novel, Islands of Space, that formally coined the term warp drive, marking a significant milestone in science fiction. This concept was not just theoretical, but also imaginative, painting a vivid picture of the possibilities in space travel. Star Trek significantly contributed to the popularization of this idea, notably through its narrative of Zefram Cochrane. In the Star Trek universe, Cochrane is revered as the first human to create a warp drive system, thereby transforming warp drive from a mere fictional concept into a cornerstone of one of the most enduring sci-fi franchises in history. Bridging the gap between science fiction literature and the iconic Star Trek universe was Gene Roddenberry, the visionary creator of the series. Roddenberry, inspired by the imaginative concepts of warp travel in earlier sci-fi works, skillfully integrated and expanded these ideas into the fabric of Star Trek. His creative genius not only adapted the concept of faster-than-light travel, but also gave it a unique identity within the Star Trek lore, infusing it with a sense of realism and possibility that captured the imagination of audiences worldwide. Under his guidance, warp drive became more than a speculative idea. It evolved into a symbol of exploration and adventure, central to the ethos of the Star Trek universe. In Star Trek, the mechanics of warp drive center around the warp core, a powerful engine that generates high-energy plasma. This plasma is then channeled to warp field generators, typically located in the ship's nacelles. These generators create the warp bubble. Roddenberry envisioned that maintaining line of sight between these nacelles was crucial for creating a stable warp bubble, thereby distorting space-time for faster-than-light travel. Diverse methods of warp propulsion exist within the Star Trek universe, reflecting the rich variety of its species. A notable example is the Romulans, who use artificial micro-black holes for their propulsion, showcasing the imaginative scope of the series and envisioning advanced technologies. The warp scale in Star Trek initially followed a cubic progression, where warp factors increased geometrically. This scale, however, evolved over time. Gene Roddenberry and Michael Okuda introduced a revised scale in later series, setting warp 10 as the absolute limit, representing infinite velocity. This adjustment was not only a narrative choice, but also aimed to streamline the storytelling, aligning with fan expectations for faster starships without drastically changing warp factor numbers. The new scale showed exponential growth between Warp 9 and Warp 10, adding depth and complexity to the concept of warp travel. In 1994, theoretical physicist Miguel Alcubierre proposed a solution that mirrors the Star Trek warp drive. His concept involves expanding space behind an object while compressing it in front, theoretically allowing for faster-than-light travel. However, this idea faces significant challenges, particularly the requirement of negative energy. As such, the Alcubierre drive remains a mathematical and theoretical construct rather than a feasible technology. This proposal highlights the intriguing intersection of science fiction and real-world physics, even as it confronts the limitations of our current scientific understanding. Since Miguel Alcubierre proposed his warp drive concept in 1994, there have been significant strides in exploring its feasibility. Recently, NASA confirmed its involvement in researching this faster-than-light travel concept, focusing on creating a warp bubble for spacecraft propulsion. Although the project faces substantial challenges, notably the enormous energy requirements, recent advancements by researchers like Johnny Martiri suggest possibilities for high-speed interstellar travel without breaking the speed of light. These developments, still grounded in theoretical physics, are steps toward turning the once purely fictional idea of warp drive into a scientific possibility. The concept of warp drive, as it stands in real-world physics, remains firmly in the realm of speculation. Our current scientific understanding, governed by the limits of relativity and energy requirements, presents significant hurdles to realizing faster-than-light travel as depicted in science fiction. However, the history of scientific discovery is replete with breakthroughs that have expanded our grasp of the universe. As such, the potential for future advancements that could alter our understanding of space-time and enable technologies like warp drive cannot be discounted. In this journey, we've explored the warp drive's transition from Star Trek's fictional realms to serious scientific inquiry, demonstrating the profound impact of imaginative concepts on scientific exploration. It underscores the ongoing quest to understand our universe, where today's fiction could be tomorrow's reality. Remember, the boundaries of our knowledge are ever expanding, driven by curiosity and imagination. Thank you for joining me today. If you found this exploration of the warp drive as fascinating as I did, please like, comment, and subscribe for more intriguing discussions on the crossroads of science and fiction. I'm looking forward to more looks at Star Trek technology and the lore behind how it works. Live long and prosper.